Welcome to the podcast. We do recover with Jared Miller, your host.
And I'm Dr. Terry Sellers, your co-host.
This is a podcast about recovery from addiction.
We want to talk about what successful recovery can look like.
Brought to you by Steps Recovery Center and the St. George Hilton Garden Inn.
Friday. Oh my God. Friday is my favorite day.
We have exactly 0 listeners that tune in to hear you sing.
All right. For today's episode 71, we have Kelsey Olsen coming on. She's going to talk to us about her life in recovery, the recovery process she personally went through, as well as her business, wellness, rediscovery coaching. Before that, though, episode 71, part 1, is brought to you by our sponsor, Steps Recovery Centers. They are ready to help when you're ready for them to help you. Just give them a call. You can contact them either on the website, which Sean is showing, that's stepsrc.com, or you can give them a call at 801-800-8142. Love Steps. Awesome place. So, thanks for the backup there, co-host.
Is that true?
What? Which part?
That you love them, A, and then B.
I realize I'm impartial, right? Because I work for them, but I do love them. They treat me like family.
I don't work for them, but I think they're a great place.
They are. They're fantastic. Kelsey Olsen.
Hi.
Welcome. Woo.
We made it. How
Great.
are you guys
What'd
today?
you think of my song this morning?
It's beautiful.
Thank you. See,
You're
she's
welcome.
nice to me. I like Kelsey. She's
So
nice to me,
beautiful.
Sellers. So I am the host of this thing, Jared Miller,
And I was going to pay her.
an advanced substance use disorder counselor. I'm joined by my co-host.
Dr. Terry Sellers, board certified in addiction medicine.
And Kelsey Olsen is
I'm a certified health coach and also personal trainer, and I'm in active addiction recovery.
boom.
Boom.
There it is. There it is.
Mouthful.
Well, Dr. Sellers,
What?
should we start off?
Sure. Let's start off. Let's have a podcast, shall we?
Take it from the top.
Okay, here's the podcast. Here's how we start. New and good.
Boom.
Anybody got any new and goods? Sean, let's start with you. We never start
We
with you.
always end on him.
We're
That's a
gonna,
great
notice
one.
how loud I'm being?
Yeah.
I'm trying to counter,
I'm trying to counter
how
the
quiet.
loud voice.
How quiet.
He says I have a calm
I'm like
voice. when
deer
you're
in the
talking to
headlights.
He's
us.
picking on you already.
It's all good.
It's
I
all
can
good.
take
Don't
it.
worry about it.
Yeah, you have the great voice.
Thank
If
you.
Gotta,
I had
like-
that voice, I wouldn't have to scream to get people to pay
You can have
attention
this
to me.
voice.
I
He's got
can't.
like this
You can.
cinema voice
No.
where
Just
he's like,
here, I'll teach you. This is how you.
I'd have to
This
take
is how.
wait-
This
wait-
is me all the time. Okay, this is how I talk. I sound like
No,
you
it's
right
not.
now.
No,
And what you do is just kind of bring it down a little bit, and then
in
get a little
the throat?
quieter,
in a theater
and then
near
get
you.
right next to the
I
microphone.
don't know if I can do that or not.
There it is.
No, it's not even close. Okay, anything new and good in your life?
Yes, in about 47 minutes, I'm driving to Phoenix to buy a car.
What do we know? We know the car.
Yeah.
Like you're not just randomly driving to
No,
some
no, no,
random
no,
city
no,
and
no.
don't know what car you're
No,
getting.
no, I'm getting a Civic hatchback.
Oh, those drive forever. Apparently,
I know. I need it because for the last 2 years, my wife and I have been having a discussion about her truck. I'm like, we need to talk about a car. Later, we need to talk. So today when her car wouldn't start, we talked about a car.
Yay!
That conversation presented
Civic
itself.
hatchback.
And so I'm like, who
Here we
has
come.
what? Where do we go? And then it's like, all right, 6-hour drive to Phoenix tonight and then pick it up tomorrow morning.
But then a 6-hour separate drive back.
That's
correct?
right. And then on Sunday, I'm driving to Logan.
Oh, geez.
I feel like you on the
Oh
freeway.
my gosh.
Miles and miles of Terry.
Yeah, my car is now about 5 months old and it has 19,000 miles on it. And I bought it. It literally had 4 miles on it when I bought it. Unbelievable. I drive too much. Hey, what's your name? Co-host?
Paul.
Paul Miller. Jared.
So my new and
Any
good.
new and goods in your life?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
tell us
yeah.
about them.
So my new and good is tonight we have reservations to go to the Painted Pony.
What?
Yeah.
I love the painted pony. We should
Kelsey?
take Kelsey with us.
Kelsey
I think we're gonna.
and her boyfriend Kevin. I met him earlier. He's an
Sweet.
awesome dude.
Yeah.
I love having friends to eat dinner with.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
One
Mandy
of my
and you,
favorite
so
things.
all 5 of us.
That'll
That's
be
my new
fun.
and good. I
That's
love
new and
Painted
good.
Pony.
That's a new good. It's a good. Have you ever been to the painted pony, Kelsey?
Nope, I haven't been to St. George probably since 2015. It's
Really?
been a hot minute.
Well, you're going to enjoy the painted pony tonight.
I'm excited.
Anything new and good in your life, Kelsey?
I stole that one. You can't use that one as your new and good.
New
now.
and good.
Yeah.
I actually took up a second job doing freelance independent contracting personal training. So I have like 12 new clients with that. So between that and digital
Wow.
therapeutic coaching during the day, I'm busy.
You're busy.
So
That's a good thing.
I'm addicted to coaching
Yeah.
now.
There you
But
go.
A lot healthier addiction than previous addictions.
It's a positive. It's
Yes.
a positive cross addiction for
it
sure.
is. So I'm busy with that, but I love it. I can get everything I've been credentialed in and kind of do it on, I don't know, like the health coaching aspect, personal training, and the nutrition. So get to do all of that now.
Awesome.
Versus, yeah.
Get a little friendlier with your microphone for me.
Is
Got
that
I
good?
love that. That's way better.
Right into it.
It's way
Doc
better.
Sellers, what's
Eat
your
it.
new and good?
New and good. Do I have anything new and good? I just went with the deer in headlights look. Yeah, I got new and good stuff. I just can't remember what any of it is. I'm too old to remember.
Well, you're
what's
rocking
new
a
and
Jazz
good.
jersey, and you were telling us all about they're playing who tonight.
They're playing the Dallas Mavericks. I'm a Jazz fan. I also just bought season football tickets for my favorite football team, which is not a mystery to anyone.
It's a great new and good
Yeah, it's a good new and good. I love getting season tickets.
to
So-
the BYU Cougs.
Yeah, and they have a
no.
nice schedule this year.
Utes. Go Utes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Double team.
Even look at the colors of the walls in here. It's black.
Here's the
and red.
bad news. Well, we're at Dixie. Here's the bad news. I'm in charge of this podcast today, and I get to torture both of you guys since you're Ute fans.
Bring it on.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. This is Kelsey Olsen, by the way. We've introduced her once and twice, but tell us a little bit about you just sort of right now.
Right now,
Like who you are,
who I am.
what's up in your life.
Who I am now. I am, like I was saying, full-time with coaching. That's when I became sober and wanting to get kind of rehabilitated with my own health. I had my own coach to kind of get back on track with that. So right now I am full force with that. It's been very rewarding to watch people rehabilitate their health and become the best versions of themselves, loving themselves again. So right now that's a lot of what I've been focusing on. And just focusing with all the balances in life. My boyfriend and I just moved to Utah back from Oregon recently in September. So just getting acclimated with that change of scenery, being around my family more has been really rewarding. So
You grew up in Orem.
I did.
Yeah, you told me that before the podcast. So family's here.
Yep, family's in Orem, a
What
little
were
bit
you-
all over, but I'm the youngest of 5, so
What? Oh, that's good.
That's good.
fun. No, I mean that's
Yeah.
information that I want for sure. Youngest of 5. I need that as
youngest
a
of
little.
5.
Went to high school in Orem.
Yep, Orem Tigers.
Okay.
Go Tigers.
Yeah.
Currently in a relationship.
I am.
Shout out to.
Kevin Freesia.
Okay, I like it.
He's been my biggest rock during my
Oh,
recovery.
it's so awesome. Yeah, it's so
So.
awesome to have a person that supports you no matter what.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all need somebody
absolutely
We
critical.
do.
that's our biggest cheerleader, right?
Absolutely
Yeah.
critical. Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's really important. And we can find it in a number of different ways, but I think it's important that we have a rock that keeps us grounded for sure.
Good support systems
Yeah.
for the rest of your life, pretty much, to maintain that recovery.
Yeah. What were you doing in Oregon?
So that's a little bit about my backstory too. I actually, so I went to college at the U, moved to Salt Lake after, high school. And then I was married before and now I'm divorced, but that previous relationship took us to Oregon, his job. And our marriage at the time was kind of on the rocks anyway, but I just had this feeling to go and experience something new and see what would work for me as a person as well. I was in active addiction during that time. So we moved 2017 to Oregon, and I was still in medical assisting in the medical field at the time. And so went and worked at OHSU, which is pretty reputable hospital there, kind of similar to University of Utah Healthcare.
For those of you that don't know, that's Oregon Health Sciences University.
Yes.
Just thought I'd-
OHSU, sorry. I should
It's a great
say,
place.
I should say the full
It's a-
name. It is a great place.
It's got a great reputation for sure.
Absolutely. So I ended up working there.
Can I just pause you real fast?
Sure.
So you're working in the health industry while in active addiction.
Absolutely.
I'm just super curious. Do we want to?
Been there, done that.
We can dive, yes.
I was going to say, this sounds pretty familiar, Sellers.
Been there, done that.
Yes.
Do we want to explore that a little bit, or what do you think, Doc?
You can explore anything you want to, my friend.
Yeah.
What did that look like? What was it? What?
11 years of healthcare. So I don't know. I just, in active addiction, you just become so functioning. You get up, you go to work. It seems very repetitive. You become complacent with your job just because you're more focused on the addiction. But you get so good with your job that just becomes like second nature while you're still trying to juggle this over here. So yeah, what do you feel like, an imposter maybe, like in healthcare field, that you're like secretively addicted to this thing on the side, but you're functioning and everyone thinks you're doing okay on the outside, right? That whole like, I'm functioning, you can see that I got a stable job, and then at the end of the day I go home and drink or party on the weekends and then repeat, So
Is that what your struggle was with? Alcohol?
Alcohol was my main struggle.
Tell us how that started.
It all started when I was a teenager, 17 years old. My boyfriend at the time snuck us.
Don't name him.
I won't. We won't say names.
Yeah.
We don't want to
other
get
than
sued.
Kevin.
Yeah.
And then no, he just introduced me to alcohol. It was like a dance that we all went to, and we drank after, and then it just kind of escalated after that. The curiosity and just having fun with that, numbing out all those kinds of feelings you get. And then it just escalated from there as a teenager into college at the U, fraternity parties, just going off the deep end with that and partying, binge drinking.
At the U?
At the U.
That was going to be my question.
Can't believe that.
Greek road.
Oh, come
People
on,
at-
Sellers. Don't start taking shots at the U.
Are you... Listen.
You see what he did there?
I'm sure BYU has some naughty people too.
We just hide it better.
Exactly.
We're more ashamed of it. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Although I honestly wasn't naughty at BYU. But I knew a lot of people that were, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't discriminate.
No.
Was it back then though?
I think that's a key right there, by the way. A little point I want to emphasize. It doesn't discriminate, and that is, you just pointed out she was in healthcare and addicted, and I was in healthcare and addicted. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter what you do for a living or what your job is. That's not relevant.
It's the
Yeah,
fact
great point.
you put on this different face and you get it done, you get your job done. You're the functioning breed of that addiction. And
Functioning alcoholics,
Yep,
I like to
functioning.
point out, are on the same road that non-functioning alcoholics are, but they're just not as far along on the road. That's it.
yes,
If you stay on the road, you're going to become a non-functioning alcoholic.
you will.
So my
And it
question
got-
is just
gets to
that. Is it sounds like you were introduced at 17,
Mm-hmm.
binge drinking in college.
Yep.
I mean, my definition of an alcoholic is somebody who I guess I'm going to get in trouble because I got a doctor sitting next to me on this, so go easy on
I'm
me,
getting
doc.
set to pounce, by the way.
Yeah, I can tell. Like at what point did it cross over from binge drinking to almost like an obsession, daily activity, had DTs without it?
Or when did it become a problem?
Sure.
And even
Yeah,
more
great.
general, when did you think it was a problem, or when was it a problem, even if you didn't think so?
After college, I met my ex-husband when I was 19. We married young. I was 21. That was the beginning of it. Was a very toxic past relationship. He was in active addiction as well, with drinking, smoking, and so misery loves company. Like we kept keeping each other down. And I was married for 8 years with him for 10. And a lot of that just compiled. There was some infidelity in the relationship. It just caused a lot of mental trauma and that I just suppressed for so many years. There was little moments of wanting to cry for help and try to get the help I needed, but then he would just bring me back down, and we would bring each other back down, and it just kept spiraling to the point where it became a need, and then we became like roommates, and there was just no healthy dynamic between us anymore. And then when we moved to Oregon, it became clear as day that we weren't really good for each other anymore. We had no friends or family around us. It was us in a new place, no one else around. That forced us to figure that out. And then within months, we divorced. And then it was my journey of figuring out where I was from that day. And just, it was May of 2017. Moving forward, finding that I was just severely addicted myself to the point where I lived in my own apartment, would be working, coming home, drinking vodka all the time, and then just consistently got worse to where it became a need.
At that point, okay, stop, Terry. Were you drinking at work?
No.
Did you drink before work?
No.
Okay, it was always after work.
After work.
Was it daily though?
Mm-hmm. Towards
Okay,
the
and
end.
then what? And you don't have to get too specific, but how much vodka were you drinking?
I was drinking, I wouldn't say like a handle, but like those regular tall bottles at least once a week, plus wine or beer. And so it was just a combination of all those things. And then I actually met Kevin right when I moved into my own apartment after my divorce. I did not mean to meet him. It was just this random, met him at a bar, we started conversating. So he's seen also the good, the bad, and the ugly of me. So we, I think a lot of it was, just me suppressing traumas from my childhood as well as my toxic marriage and divorce. And then it just escalated with the amounts I was drinking to where, also I got to get up for work. I can't be too hungover. It's just this like hamster wheel,
You know what I like about Kelsey? Can I just real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
I like that she can trace it back to one thing that drives me crazy as a substance abuse counselor, and it's fine. But like week one, right? You get a new client, you ask them. One of my prep questions to kind of get to know them is, so why do you use? And here's the question. Here's the answer I get. I just like to get drunk, or I just like to do drugs. And fast forward, typically into day treatment and then IOP, they can start to do what she just did right there. They can trace it back to something. Maybe it's complex PTSD where they've been in an abusive relationship over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's abandonment issues that they keep, universe keeps putting in their life until they figure it out. Mm-hmm. But the one thing that I love this, and I've heard it from a previous podcast, one of our guests said, the drugs or the drinking isn't the problem, right? Like people think that the drugs and the drinking are the problem. The drugs and the drinking aren't the problem. They're the solution. Does that make sense? Like most people who have a substance abuse problem, in my experience, this is the book of Jared we're talking here, okay? So I can be opinionated on this because it's my opinion, have some form of untreated trauma, some form of untreated mental health. And so the substance abuse is the solution until it gets to a point where it's unsustainable, and then we have to look for a different solution.
You lost your mind.
Have I?
No. You've heard me say on this podcast before, a long time ago, I decided I wasn't treating addiction. I was treating trauma.
Exactly.
Like I totally agree
That's
with that.
100% the reason. And it's the easy way out. Usually it's the most comfortable.
It's a solution.
Avenue,
It's not a sustainable solution. That's
Absolutely
a real point.
not.
We haven't ever had anyone on this podcast who said it worked for them forever, right? It's not sustainable, but in the short term, it works.
It's the suicide installment plan. You're slowly killing yourself just over time, right? In installments.
Yes, and then you get injured or car wrecks or legal issues, which I had multiple near-death experiences with it too.
The other thing that she pointed out too is a lot of this stuff happened in her childhood, and because there was substance abuse, like the substance abuse led to the trauma, which then spiraled down faster. Like when the two come together, I got done saying the drugs or the drinking is the solution, but the problem is it compounds the trauma because then you don't make the best decisions in other people. You don't put yourself in the safest places. Do you know what I mean, Sellers?
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting off topic
No,
here.
the trauma.
No, you're not off
sure.
topic. You're on topic.
Yeah, a lot of my past trauma was like parents' divorce when I was 12. My mom struggled with alcohol addiction. She's 22 years sober now, but just watching her go through that, you're like, I never want to do that. But then when you get older and you go through your own traumas, boom,
And
you're
you kind
doing
of
the
understand.
same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Hiding your vodka, doing the same thing, and it's like, oh my gosh.
But there is a concept that I've heard a lot from sort of one of my heroes is Dr. Drew, who's a addiction guy. Dr. Drew says that those things which were terrifying to us as children, like our parents' divorce, or our parents drinking, those things that were terrifying to us as children somehow become oddly attractive to us as adults.
Yeah. You don't realize
It's
it
a
till you
little
go
weird.
through your own trauma too.
Yeah, it's the whole mirroring thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, in psychology, we learn that children mirror, right? They do what they see their parents do. And it used to be, I don't mean to take over this episode. Now I'm kind of starting to feel bad, but they used to think in psychology that ended at a certain age.
Because you don't get to talk in the second segment. So don't worry
Perfect.
about it.
And what they're finding out is that doesn't happen actually. Mirroring happens our entire lives. Why do you think that they pay influencers? Why do you think you have famous people going on TV saying, wear this cologne, it'll get, it'll make you happy? Like mirroring happens. So yeah, that totally makes sense. Even though it was a negative thing, she saw her mom go through the same thing and to some degree.
Yeah.
It affected you.
Subconsciously, whatever you want to do, suppress it. It's just a coping mechanism that you see that you just think you should do. And then it doesn't rear its ugly head till you get older. And then the disease just gets worse and you get worse and things start to happen. Like towards the end of my addiction, I was hallucinating. And actually my epiphany moment where my aha, like I'm done, was a bender of hallucinating. And my mom had to find me on the Find My Friends app because I had no idea where I was in Portland. And
In Portland.
Yeah.
Lost in Portland.
Rain boots. Like it was not a good look. Next day, called in sick from work, crying to my dad, which is now passed. It's kind of a tender thing, but he helped me get into an addiction recovery center in Beaverton, Oregon called Cedar Hills. Him and I just like found it on Google, and I just took an Uber there because I didn't have a car.
Right.
I chose not to have a car after divorce, and so I just got an Uber and went there and stayed, and that was the last day I drank. So I was done, sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that too.
Can I go backwards a touch though?
Yeah.
There's one point that you made that I want to reiterate to people that are listening, and that is sometimes when we get into relationships which aren't working very well for us, we will drink or whatever it is your choice of numbing cream is. We will do that, and there are relationships that you cannot stay in unless you drink or drug.
Yep.
And we don't realize that because we're programmed as kids that we're supposed to stay in relationships and we're
Codependency.
not, right.
Yeah.
And so we
Big
do
thing.
that, and I think I see this all the time. We see this all the time on this podcast. Is sometimes relationships. I don't want to downplay relationships; they're super important in life. But sometimes toxic relationships keep us sick.
Yeah.
And until we give up the relationship, there's no way we're going to be able to give up drugs or alcohol.
Exactly. Once I got rid of that, and then realized that I had a problem on a personal, individual level, then I needed to start to heal on my own, get the help I needed, and that's when I was like, I can't do this anymore. So,
I got to look for a different solution.
Yeah.
Got to find a different solution.
Yeah, good. I'm happy about her dad. That was super
My
cool
dad,
of your dad
I
to do
miss
that.
him. He
I'm sure.
died in a tragic accident,
Oh, I'm sorry.
2019, the day after Christmas.
Oh,
I stayed sober through it. I just,
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good job.
and He
what
actually,
a way to honor him.
He got to see me at least 1 year sober. So at least he got to see that beautiful thing before
Yeah.
passing. And
Well,
so
and he had a hand in that beautiful thing,
he
right?
did.
He's the guy who called and made the arrangements for you to go to treatment?
both-
Is that?
Yeah, well, he's like, you need to find a place or I'm going to bring you home to Utah. Like, come home to dad. I was like, no, I need to do this here, So he just said, make it happen.
Cool. Super cool.
Yeah,
So if you kind of fast forwarded through your rock bottom.
I did. I'm ADHD, so I'm like, here, then I'm over here.
So we're going to get into life in recovery and what you're doing with your coaching company in the second part of this thing. But I am curious. Dr. Sellers, I think, is curious too. And share as much or as little as you're comfortable with. What did rock bottom look for you? What was the moment that you're like, okay, I'm surrendering?
Was it the rain boots?
Probably. The hallucinating, not with blacking out every time. Scary as hell.
So you were a blackout drunk.
Towards the end, yeah. Just feeling sick and tired, and I had, friends. They were bar friends, really, not sustainable friends, but just having that weekend bender of, I don't know. I had many moments like that, right? I mean, I got in a scooter accident in Hawaii in 2015, split my head open, drunk, really drunk driving. DUI. I've gotten all these things, right? You think those were my rock bottoms? No. My rock bottom was when I was finally out of my toxic marriage on my own, had a weekend where I'd had no family or friends around. Yes, I had Kevin and like my best friend Jess, but I was on my knees. I was done. And I was sitting in bed, really sick. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I don't know. I just think everyone's is a little different.
For sure.
And that one for me was just, I think, hallucinating and not knowing where I was in a city I don't really know. And it was just.
And I appreciate you sharing that because I
Yeah.
feel like rock bottoms are really important because that's when you make that shift, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Absolutely. We got about 30 seconds left here. So
Or 15.
stay with us. Stay with us for episode 71. Kelsey Olsen's going to share about her life in recovery, maybe what it looked like when she transitioned after the treatment center, and what she's doing with her coaching company, Wellness Rediscovery Coaching, after this little 30-second commercial from our sponsors, Steps Recovery Centers. Thank you, guys.
You are listening to We Do Recover with Jared Miller and co-hosted by Dr. Terry Sellers. We'll be right back after this short break with more of We Do Recover with Jared Miller, sponsored by Steps Recovery Center and the Hilton Garden Inn.
I'm Desmond Lomax, one of the clinical executives here at Steps Recovery, and once you become of the Steps family, you're just a part of the Steps family. A lot of us have overcome substances, overcome addiction, and now we're able to help other people. Second of all, we're also going to help you in a way where you can afford to be helped. Third of all, we're going to give you the same quality that many organizations are charging 2 to 3 times, and it's more about you than it is about our organization.
We welcome you back to We Do Recover with Jared Miller, co-hosted by Dr. Terry Sellers. Brought to you by Steps Recovery Center and the St. George Hilton Garden Inn. And now with part 2 of our podcast, Jared Miller and Dr. Terry Sellers.
Welcome back, everybody. Episode 71. It's our second segment. Our second segment is sponsored by the Hilton Garden Inn, which you staying there tonight?
Yes,
Kelsey?
this
She stayed
whole
there last
weekend.
night.
Yes.
Hilton Garden Inn. It's beautiful. They
Hanging
take really
out.
good care of our people, and they're beautiful place. Anyway, if you happen to be traveling through southern Utah, give them a little Google search. Just type in Hilton Garden Inn. They have great amenities. They have great rooms. They're clean. The staff is super friendly, and they're really, really good to our guests and to me. I stay there almost every time when I come down. So Hilton Garden Inn, give them a shot. They're really nice.
Absolutely. And I got a little bit of some checking in to do, a couple things going on, so I'm going to just take a moment here. We are also sponsored by Recovery Strong. Recovery Strong is all about fighting addiction and strengthening recovery. Be a part of changing the stigma. Don't be afraid to wear your recovery out loud. Go to recoverystrong.com. Click on the gear tab. They have a lot of, there we go. Sean's got it pulled up if you're viewing this. A lot of different shirts, sweaters, hats. Again, Recovery Strong's all about fighting addiction, strengthening recovery. If you want to save 50% on checkout, just type in We Do Recover 15. That'll save you 15% off your entire cart. Thank you, Recovery Strong. Also, did you have you guys seen the promo shirts?
Oh, yes.
I'm super
I want
stoked
one.
about this.
I forgot about
I already
that.
wrote you.
Yes, you got one for sure. Here we go. So we're doing some free giveaway, some free podcast swag. We got the We Do Recover podcast on the back of it. It just says in big bold. We don't have a picture of it, but it just says the podcast on the back. So it's a double-sided shirt. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty stoked
I
on the
hate
design.
those single-sided shirts
Yeah, so
that
we
have
did the
just
double.
a front and your back showing to the whole world.
Right. Yeah. So we gotta do something about that. Yeah. So we're gonna put the podcast on the back.
I like it.
It's gonna look like spray paint.
I actually
like,
have that tattooed on my back
Did
already.
you?
So
That's awesome.
When I'm not wearing a shirt. You
So
don't
here's
know.
how here. So of course we're not just like I put it out on my story on social media, right? And I get people that just message me XL, and I'm like, okay, hold on a minute.
Did you read?
We would like for you. We humbly have 2 requests. Go to either our Spotify, We Do Recover with Jared Miller, or Apple Podcasts, We Do Recover with Jared Miller. Hit follow and then give us a review. And I'm not going to ask for a 5-star review because I want people to be like, oh, well, he's paying his people to give him reviews. I can just hear it already. It's fine. I actually love when haters message me. Did you know that? I get quite a few people that have opinions, and I just write them back. Thank you for your opinion. Anyways,
Good reply.
so go to either Spotify or Apple Podcast. Hit
Apple
follow.
Podcast. We don't like Spotify.
We like Spotify.
You know,
It's fine.
do you know I'm a lifelong Neil Young fan?
I don't even know what that means.
Well,
I'm just
did you know
keep
Joe
going.
Rogan and Neil Young are in a fight over Spotify?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Got ya.
I'm not sure I support totally Neil in this thing, but I'm a Neil Young fan, so
Got that.
I'm supposed
So
to be anti-Spotify.
Sellers would like for you to go to Apple Podcasts. I
And
would like
Jared
for you
like
to go
you
to either.
Spotify.
I'm cool with either.
Yeah.
And hit follow. Give us a review, and then direct message our Facebook. If you just go to Facebook and type in We Do Recover with Jared Miller, you can hit message, Message us. Let us know what size t-shirt you want and what address to send it to. Those are going to be mailed out at the end of March. So we're going to do this t-shirt thing. I'm going to be talking about it for at least 3 more podcasts. At the end of March, we'll get them shipped out.
We'd love to send you a T-shirt.
We would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get back to Kelsey.
Okay. So let's get back to Kelsey. I want to go backwards really quickly to, oh man, there was a point I wanted to get back to, but I can't remember what it was.
She's taking us to treatment. She's in treatment now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you went to treatment in Beaverton, Oregon.
Yeah, Cedar Hills.
Yeah. It's at Cedar Hills.
Cedar Hills Behavioral
Was
Hospital.
it great?
It was scary because
Was it?
you're in that vulnerable state.
Sure.
You're
Sure,
detoxing still.
Right.
You're it was a mix of substance abuse recovery, like detox, as well as behavioral psychology ward.
So some mental health stuff on your same ward.
Yes.
I've worked in hospitals where they mix those two, and it's a tough mix.
It's not mixed, but like there's a door. So like my room was next to that door, and I remember very vividly this guy that was having a mental health breakdown and ramming his,
Head into the wall.
That's sad.
yes, wheelchair. And I just like, this is crazy. And I'm like shaky and trying to get I don't know. It was just a weird environment, different.
I bet a lot of that, though, was just the unknown.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
Like me and Sellers keep talking about this. We need to do an episode. Sometimes me and Sellers just do episodes where we talk about nonsense and we pick a topic. And
Sure.
we should do one of those sooner rather than later where we talk about what to expect when you go into treatment.
Would be a great topic.
Because
Yeah.
like Kelsey's saying, sometimes the unknown is scarier than it needs to be.
The unknown
Yeah.
is always scarier than the reality. Well,
I'm glad you
that's
shared
a
that.
terrible statement,
Yeah.
but the unknown is usually scarier than reality.
And most treatment centers don't have a guy in a wheelchair banging on a door next to your room.
Absolutely.
It was, other than that, it was good. The nurses were awesome. It was cold, like a hospital, and I wish
yeah.
it was a little bit more warm.
sterile and yeah.
Totally, but it just, so that was kind of weird. But
How long were you there?
5 days,
Okay.
and then I went into IOP for the 8 to 12 week programs.
Okay.
And they're outpatient, so I
Okay.
could go back to work.
IOP was how many days a week for you?
3 days
Okay. And then
for 3 hours
3 hours a
each
day?
time.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that's where the healing started.
Hey, I'd like to point that out too. A lot of times, this is I think a point that maybe some of our sponsors may not love me making, but not everyone needs to go to residential treatment to get clean and sober. It's just not true that that's the only way to get clean and sober. There are a myriad of pathways to get clean and sober. I went to IOP. I didn't go to a residential treatment program, and I've been clean for 19 years. If you can't do IOP, if you do IOP and can't stay sober, okay, you definitely need residential treatment, but not
Yes.
everybody has to have that.
Absolutely.
I think that's an important point.
That's a great point. And where I work for Steps, I feel like I can't speak directly for them, but I can share my opinion about that. I actually don't think that they would mind, right? Because honestly, if you don't meet an ASAM criteria for an RTC level of care, I know Steps, we have inpatient, outpatient. We're totally fine starting you off at a lower
Sure.
level of care if you can maintain
Right. Sobriety.
clean time
Right.
at that level of care.
Yep.
Now, typically what happens, because you work in this industry, too, you work with people. Somebody comes in and says, "Oh yeah, I'm not that bad. I can do a lower level of care. I want to start out there." And sometimes they do succeed. Oftentimes, from experience, what I've seen is typically they undertell. They're not truthful about how much they're drinking or using. And so they need to be moved to a higher level of care because they give dirty UAs.
Well,
basically.
let's be honest. Success rates in this industry overall aren't that great, right? So it's not a surprise if somebody can't maintain sobriety at the outpatient level of care, and for those people, they need a higher level of care for
Yeah.
sure.
Sorry, I feel like
No,
okay.
around the clock, inpatient. I get that. Yeah.
What did-
for
what-
some people?
What did that do for you? Like, because I realized you got stable in the hospital, and then
Yeah.
you said the healing. The last thing you said was the healing happened there. What
The
did that
healing
mean?
happened in IOP with those 3 days a week at night, whether that we be breathing, meditating, talking to each other. And it was a mix of behavioral and addiction. So like people with like BPD, bipolar disorder, or just having mental health breakdowns, meaning to go and get that help they needed, as well as a mix of substance abuse. So I got that dynamic as well as just like a mix of people, and we would sit in a circle each time and talk, share if you wanted to, and just really move through the motions of recovery, getting the tools you need to maintain it and work through those past traumas and just how to move forward appropriately. That's where the work started. Also seeing a psychiatrist during that as well as after.
Beautiful.
Being on the proper medication regimen that I was on.
That might help a little bit, huh?
Yeah. What was it? I'm trying to think.
Haldol?
No.
I'm kidding. Haldol's a really strong.
It was, I'm blanking it. It was the
an antidepressant?
naltrexone.
Naltrexone. Tablets or shot?
Tablets. And I did it for about a month.
Okay.
2. And then
Beautiful.
I've been on low-dose Prozac to help with that, but I'm not ashamed of that either. It just
Sure.
kind of helps with the mental health.
Sure.
I think a lot of the reasoning and the root cause of why I did what I did all the time also was, ADHD, anxiety, depression, past traumas, all that together. You're just like, you need an outlet.
Overwhelmed,
And, yeah. So in recovery, obviously I lean more on, and I've always been into physical fitness. I don't know how I did it, but in active addiction, I was running marathons.
Whoa.
Yes. 6 marathons while I was still drinking.
Like in the early stages or with
like
the
in
heavy
my
stages?
20s, like 20s all the way till the
When
end.
you were binge drinking.
So you
Yes.
so you ran a lot earlier in your life.
I did, and I still do. I'm actually training to do another marathon in April. In my sobriety, this is kicking my butt right now in my 30s, but so
It's awesome that you're
fitness
doing it.
is a major
Are you training for
recovery
a
tool.
specific marathon?
Big Sur actually got into it. You have to be
Wow.
drawn to
Wow.
run in it.
That's
Wow, I
cool.
was
How
right.
many marathons have you run?
This will be the 7th one,
Wow.
and then 23 races. The others are all half marathons.
Uh-huh.
I know.
That's amazing.
I'm crazy.
Cool.
No, that's
cool. That's way cool.
Yeah.
That's my addiction recovery
But a
tool.
healthy addiction.
And a
So
healthy,
this is the direction I think we need to go now for the
Exactly.
rest of the podcast is.
Yep.
So you got out of treatment.
Yep.
Tell us how you got from getting out of IOP to where you are today. Like what happened that molded who you are today and what you're doing today. And then I want to get into exactly what you're doing today.
Sure. So just those first few months to 6 months, I was popping candy like Skittles, like Tic Tacs, sugar addiction, because you can't get rid of the alcohol. Now you need the sugar intake.
Right, which I've been doing for 19 years.
I've had the crappiest diet, and I just felt crummy. I was going to smart recovery meetings, and people had mentioned like coaching and stuff. And I was like really into that kind of thing. I didn't know where I was going to go, whether it would be addiction recovery counseling kind of therapy, counselor type stuff, or if it was going to be health coaching. And so I'm going to
interrupt you for a sec because there's a couple of really interesting points there. What attracted you to smart recovery?
I'm not that I'm not like religious or not at all, but I like that's not necessarily a program that's God driven, but it's more open, like based by science and just other things and different facts. And I don't know,
more logical
to
you.
Yes. And not that I'm against an AA or anything.
Right.
I've been to those meetings too. I just adhere to that one a little bit more. And
again, the only reason I wanted to point that out is there are a lot of different paths to recovery.
Exactly.
And whatever one works for you is the right path.
Exactly. And that's not that I'm not like Christian or anything.
Right.
If there is an afterlife, great. But I'm
smart
rather
recovery was working for you.
More of a logical approach for me.
Right.
So I stayed there.
I think that's the most important thing when considering a fellowship is what are you the most comfortable with?
Right.
Because if you're not comfortable, you're not going to go. If you don't go, you're not going to work on that social piece. You're not going to.
Yep. Absolutely. That. And then.
All the time I talk to patients and they say, oh, I don't like AA because it's too blah, blah, blah. Okay, then don't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
Do something else.
Do
if
something
that's
else.
Not for
Because
you.
there's a lot of other choices out
There
there.
is.
And frankly, if you don't like a particular meeting, go to another one.
That's like saying I don't like Baskin Robbins because of ice cream. There's 31 flavors, dude. Try a different flavor.
Yeah.
Right.
Or go get frozen yogurt at that
Yeah.
point.
Or
Sure.
exactly.
But yeah, so just the recovery part of it. Anyway, just coaching. And so when my boyfriend actually was like, what are you going to do next? Because I'm like, was kind of at this crossroads. Like, I don't know what to do. I want to do something about rehabilitating people in addiction recovery. It's a passionate thing for me. So I ended up just starting like a fitness with addiction recovery. It was what it was originally called.
That's rad.
On Instagram. And then, you get your followers or whatever. And then I just started posting stuff from the heart, very, content, working on my content. then I found, okay, well, maybe I want to do more health related rehabilitation. So, and then I got the certification through Health Coach Institute, went through the avenues to get that, started health coaching because with my healthcare background mixed with that, it was just like this beautiful combination of, you know, what I know to what I'm learning. And so started doing that, got a job not that long ago at Dario, and they do digital therapeutic, for multi-condition diagnoses. So I do health coaching in that aspect of things, SMART goals, motivational interviewing, that kind of approach. And then I have my own company that I, started 2018, Wellness Rediscovery. I made that name, the logo, its meaning behind it is to help people in sobriety recovery rehabilitate their health. And so I have an Instagram page for that as well as a Facebook. And so just kind of pouring my heart and soul out there on there, just telling them my stories and my struggles with health and rehabilitation with like nutrition and exercise, and that those are really great tools in recovery. And so that's the kind of
recovery for a lot of things.
Exactly. And so a mix of me doing health coaching with one place as well as my own. I have different, things that I'm doing, as well as most recently is the personal training thing. And I got my credentialing through NASM, and I'm one of those do-it-all kind of person. So got all my degree, certifications, and now I have my own company as well as coaching other people outside of recovery with just health, rehabilitation in general.
Okay, so let's talk about your company.
Okay.
You said
real quick.
Okay.
We're going to go there. We're definitely going to go there. I'm leaving the cliffhanger so people listen or watch the whole thing to hear about her company. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's go into the last 5 seconds.
There's a mad
and then
to
talk
my
about our
science.
company.
Yeah. But no, just real quick. She said something I wanted to point out because this is a pet peeve of mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I don't. Okay, here we go. A lot of people, you see people on Instagram and Facebook, you talk about the social media piece, and they go on and they post and they get super vulnerable. Mm-hmm. But to me, I always want, do the work. Like you have a certification to be a coach, right?
Yeah, health coach, life coach.
And then you went and got the national certification to do the strength conditioning, right? Get credentialed. My thing is I think it's great if you go on and you're vulnerable and you want to help people, but help them in a way where you have the license, the credentials, the means to do it. If you're just going on every day to rehash your story or reshare your story,
an influencer at that point,
right? Like at that point, it's more about you than it is about helping people. Because if you wanted to help people, you would find an avenue to be able to help them. Does that make sense? Am I making sense here?
Totally.
It's just my personal pet peeve.
You're talking about transitioning from telling people about your story to
helping them in a way.
Giving them tools to help themselves.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just your opinion. Right. And look, there's a lot of people out there that are in recovery and have an opinion, and that's great. But if you want to move from inspiring people through your story, which I think is a fantastic thing, to actually being able to functionally help people move, progress in their life, get credentialed, do the work, do the hard things. That's all I'm trying to say.
No, I agree. I agree that we have the correct tools to do it in a way that's not going to hurt them, injure them, and, I don't know, it's just appropriately progress them in the right direction.
Well, and there's things you learn like ethics. Like it's unethical. Yeah. Certain things are unethical. And if you don't get some kind of credentials, if you don't get some kind of education, you're just going to blur all those lines.
Yeah, but confidentiality, privacy, HIPAA, everything in the healthcare kind of, spectrum. But no, I agree. It's just, you can also have those pages to be like an influencer or just be a voice for people in recovery, sobriety. Or you can also, like you said, be someone who can, help them. Like, where do you want to go next? Like, you're struggling with your food, your nutrition, movement, whatever that may be. Like, what is it that you're struggling with? Let's work on those small things.
I need some help. How do I?
You need some help? Help with what?
I'm just being hypothetical.
Yeah.
I need some help. First of all, how do I get a hold of you, or how do I get in touch with your company?
Wellness Rediscovery is on Instagram, WRD Coaching is my handle.
WRD Coaching.
Yep, and you can just direct message me on there. There's a link tree on there with all of my information, my website, my personal training website, local recovery centers you can go to, just kind of information there. So
let's actually pull up the website if we don't mind.
Oh.
I think Sean's got, if you could I know. I'm sorry.
You caught him unawares.
Are you ready? It's wrdcoaching.com.
Yep. I haven't really vamped that up or redid it recently.
It's great, though. It's a fantastic
It's a
website.
good foundation.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you offer me?
What I would offer you is one-on-one coaching. We could
Okay.
do weekly sessions. We meet over Zoom calls or telephonically. It just depending on what the needs are. If you're wanting more intimate, like accountability coaching to kind of help you in either any part of your life, like self-love, self-care, rehabilitating your health, like on a nutritional level, or getting exercise and movement in. What does that look like in your recovery? So that's where I could be like a one-on-one coach with you. I have different programs, like 90-day programs where we go each week, 12-week program in depth on like your habits with food, your, mindset behind food or life. Like it's very modifiable and change to the client and what their needs are.
Okay. What
So-
I got? Go ahead.
Yeah.
So we got if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, those are our two that we do the video part of this podcast. We got our website up. Walk me through this.
WRD Coaching.
Yes. So that's my main page, just with some reviews, a little bit about me and my educational background, landing page. And then this is just my bio, basically saying that I've been through addiction recovery and was on the path of, self-sabotage and destruction with my health and the behaviors I had, and trying to figure out a way to get out of that and be healthier overall, mentally, physically. And so that was kind of like my journey on that page. The About Me is kind of about that. And then just wanting to help people rehabilitate or recover with their health. And then just different programs I have, different options I have with coaching. I also do like cleanses to kind of reset for gut health. So like that kind of a focus. And then fitness training, virtual training, another 90-day total transformation, and then nutrition only coaching. It just a lot of different options that people can choose from. They can book appointments on that website, and it'll come straight to my email. My first calls with people is always free, just to kind of see if we're a good fit, because it's an investment in themselves and with their money. And so I want to make sure that it's a good fit overall and that we vibe and have a good connection.
So they don't have to send you money before they get to know you.
No, I always do the free consultation.
That's awesome.
I feel like that's the correct thing to do. I don't charge for that up front. I want to make sure that we're a good fit. But a lot of the times people get to that point and they're interested, and then they just aren't ready. And, they don't call or don't show up, and then the people that do show up and they are ready, I can't explain it. It's an exciting feeling to be able to get someone at that vulnerable level and they're ready to go and change. And you're there to walk them along the way, hold their hand.
So,
you know what go ahead.
It's awesome.
The point there is you've actually been to that point and experienced it yourself.
Exactly.
And this is really common among people in early recovery, is heading the direction you did, which is somebody helped me. I want to do that for somebody else someday.
Yep.
Which is what sort of keeps me going in my job. Is there was somebody there that really helped me out early when I was incapable of helping myself. I'm so privileged to be able to do that for other people. So that's where you are.
Absolutely. Giving back and having that purpose. You have to have a purpose, or else why live?
Yep.
So a little takeaway that you have, fun little fact. I don't know if many people know this.
Fact.
Okay, fun little fact. You guys are going to love this.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you knew this or if our listeners knew this.
Are you going to get to the point at some time?
I'm building anticipation.
Okay, because we only have 2 minutes left. You don't have a
Okay.
lot of anticipation to build.
All right.
He's shutting it down.
No, I'm just being a jerk.
Emotion follows action or events.
Mm-hmm.
Emotion follows action or events. So if you get a hold of Kelsey, sorry,
Right.
and oftentimes she said they're just not ready. Well, guess what? You're never going to be ready.
Mm-mm.
You're never
Rip
going
the
to be ready.
Band-Aid off.
Yes, here's how it goes, right? If there's an event that happens, I feel sad about it. There's times that I don't want to go to the gym,
Yep.
but if I go to the gym and I start, guess what? All of a sudden I get in the zone and now I want to be at the gym because my action has created that emotion, right? Like people think that they have to feel a certain way before they start to do something. That's actually completely opposite. Emotions or feelings follow events or actions.
And
So-
habit loops. Breaking those habit loops is the biggest thing.
Yeah, so guess what? If you don't feel like doing something, start doing it.
And then it becomes an automated behavior down. Yeah.
And you're making positive change in your life.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
We're
Sellers.
almost great. Thanks, by the way. And I wasn't. I was trying to be a jerk, but
I love it.
and I succeeded.
I love we can give each other a hard time.
Sure. We have a minute and a half left, but I want to bring out one point that I don't think we've really talked about yet that I think you do. I call you. I've given up alcohol and I've given up benzos, and I'm super anxious and I can't. What are you going to help me with?
First off, I want to make sure you have the right medical, what is it? You have either you're seeing a doctor, you're getting the care you need on that perspective first, because that's out of my scope of practice.
Sure, great.
I'm here for the behavioral, habit change to kind of help you get on a better path to help navigate that anxiety. What does that look like to you? I would ask you what kind of things help you as a healthy outlet to navigate your anxiety or get through that. So what would that be? Movement, exercise, journaling, meditation, anything, right? What would that be? I would motivationally interview them. I would guide them in the direction that they already know. It's just that's what a coach does. We don't tell people what to do. We guide them because they know themselves the best at the end of the day.
Okay.
So
sorry, we're really close to out of time.
okay.
I really appreciate you being here. Thanks.
Yeah.
WRDcoaching.com. Wellness Rediscovery.
Yes.
Kelsey Olsen.
Yes.
Thanks for being our guest.
Yes.
We have about 10 seconds left. Anything you want to throw in at the very end?
I just say I love this. This is so fun. I love connecting with people like Kelsey.
Yeah.
Kelsey Olsen, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Sean, you never get enough love. Thank you for putting up with us and producing this. Dr. Sellers, always a pleasure, buddy. Love you.
I agree.
Thanks, guys.
Had a good time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today on We Do Recover with Jared Miller.
Help us spread our message of hope. Like, comment, and share.
If you have any topics or ideas for future shows, please share that on our Facebook page.
That Facebook page is We Do Recover with Jared Miller. If you or a loved one needs help, please reach out to us. Again, thank you for listening.
Brought to you by Steps Recovery Center and the St. George Hilton Garden Inn. This has been a production from a podcast studio.